What's happening, guys? It's Abhinav from PhoneBunch, and this is the new OnePlus 3. So the OnePlus 3 was launched yesterday, priced at Rs 27,999 or $399 US. Now it comes with 6 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 820 with a 5.5-inch 1080p AMOLED display. Moreover, it runs Android Marshmallow right out of the box. Before we talk about anything else, let's have a look at the build of the device. Now on the right you have the power button, which has good tactile response. You also have the SIM tray, which houses 2 nano SIM slots. There is no expandable storage here. Now the top part of the phone is absolutely clean. There are no ports there and everything is actually crammed at the bottom of the phone. You have the audio jack, yes, there is an audio jack here, the primary microphone, the USB Type-C port, as well as the speaker of the device. On the left you have the alert slider, which is a bit softer this time around, so it does work out far better. It's easier to move through, and you have the volume rocker again, which does offer good feedback. The camera hump on the back is quite pronounced, and yes, it is quite noticeable if you don't use a cover with the phone. At just 7.3mm in thickness, the OnePlus 3 is one of the thinnest flagships around right now, but it still feels good to hold in hand. It doesn't feel hefty. The curved sides on the back definitely helps in that aspect. So really top marks to build quality. Now you can also customize the OnePlus 3 with some cases because the back is non-removable this time around. So you have sandstone, carbon, apricot, rosewood and bamboo. All of these would be available from Amazon as well. These do fit perfectly, add a bit of grip to the device because the back is a bit slippery here. And moreover, it reduces the camera hump as well. Now in the front you have a 8-megapixel f2.0 camera, proximity and light sensors and a configurable notification LED. At the bottom of the display you have capacitive buttons which are also configurable along with the fingerprint sensor. Now the 5.5-inch 1080p AMOLED display looks crisp. However, it's not as color accurate as those from Samsung's offerings. But still it has good viewing angles and well, it is plenty sharp at this resolution. Now, if we look at the camera, you have a 16-megapixel rear f2.0 camera, 8-megapixel front camera. The rear camera can record in 4K as well. There is slow motion recording and a very robust manual mode where you can control shutter speed, you can control ISO, you can manually even focus in. So quite a lot of options there. You can even capture in RAW. Now here are some of the image samples that we captured at the event. When there is plenty of light, the camera actually does perform quite well. You have good shutter speed, there is no lag in the interface, and you can see it brings out quite a lot of detail and there is good dynamic range here as well. But when the lighting gets a bit low, the camera shutter speed does get slightly slower, which does result in blurry photographs if you are not very careful. Optical image stabilization does help in that aspect, and therefore you can see most images even in lower light actually turned out quite well. So overall, in first impressions, this camera does look quite impressive. It is using the Sony IMX298 sensor, which we have already seen earlier, and it does perform quite well. Now let's talk about software. So we have a very clean Oxygen OS running on top of Android Marshmallow. The UI is actually very lag-free, it's quite fluid. You have various customizations too, like you can go ahead and change your quick toggles. You have a night mode built in for reading at night. And out of the 64 gigs of storage, you will get about 52 odd gigs when you get the device. And just have a look here, 4.4 gigs of RAM are free on the device, whereas most flagships even today come with just 4 gigs of RAM. Now, as I was saying, there are some customizations here. You can use on-screen buttons instead of the capacitive options, which also disables both the capacitive keys at the bottom. And you can also go ahead and swap the functioning of the capacitive buttons. Then you can also go ahead and customize LED notifications on a per app basis. Overall, the phone actually looks superb. It's very well built, clean industrial design. It feels good to hold in hand. You have 2.5D curved glass at the top, which again makes the phone feel a bit better to touch, and then the back is rounded, which again makes it better to hold. Now from last time around, OnePlus learned a few things. First is they brought NFC, which means that this phone would be compatible with Android Pay if it is available in your region. Then there's support for fast charging as well, which OnePlus likes to call Dash Charge, which can charge the 3000 mAh battery inside to 60% in just 30 minutes. Neat additions there. So the OnePlus 3 does seem like a solid package, but there are a few things that we would like to test, especially the camera, how it works in low light, and how would the phone perform in multitasking when we fill it with apps and games, and if that 6 gigs of RAM really makes any difference in real world usage. So folks, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let us in the comment section. Our in-depth hands-on post will be up shortly as well. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.